Alright guys, so we almost finished section 1 about the revolution in England, and now we're going to talk about the return of the Stuarts. Now, if you've seen the first video, the Stuarts were actually, after the Tudor kings ruled, which would be Henry VII, Mary, and Elizabeth, after they ruled, their distant cousin James became king, and that's what, his name is James Stewart, and that's what we're going to be talking about, his family, how they take over. So I'm basically going to read the book, after each paragraph kind of discuss sort of in smaller words and smaller terms for me to understand also what we're talking about. Okay. So Parliament's choice was Charles I's son, who was Charles II. Charles II had spent most of the previous 15 years in France. He brought French dances, food, and clothing styles with him to London. Soon, the English court was a center of fashion and lots of happiness. Men copied the fashions of Paris and wore silks and velvets and huge wigs. The wealthy ate large meals. One meal, and this is just weird, one meal might include rabbit and chicken stew, a leg of mutton, a side of lamb, roasted pigeons, lobsters, tarts, anchovies, and wine. That's a lot. The English nobility was ready for this kind of living, and Charles II became very popular. So out of the Stuarts so far, we have King James, who nobody liked, King Charles, who nobody liked either because he promised to do something, and then he went totally against it, so that wasn't good. And then, so now they finally have Charles II, and they're not really looking forward to this king, because, he's his son, he's going to want to do what his dad does, and then this guy comes along and says, let's do something new. So he's not really going against anything, he's just adding something new. So he's very popular now. In September 1666, a great fire destroyed 2/3 of London's buildings. Charles II put Sir Christopher Wren, an architect, in charge of rebuilding the city. Wren designed St. Paul's Cathedral and 52 other churches. He also had most new houses and shops built of brick and stone instead of wood. As king, Charles II tried to work with Parliament and not anger it. So this is exactly what the people are looking for. They want Parliament and the king to be equally balanced in power. They don't want the king to be higher, they don't want Parliament to be higher. They want them to work together as a team, and this is exactly what Charles II is trying to do. So all the people love him, and he's been good so far. He refused, however, to consult with it about foreign policy or relations with other countries. So of course everything's going well, and then the roller coaster drops. Parliament was worried by his friendship with the Roman Catholic King of France. So here's where the Glorious Revolution comes in. In 1685, Charles II died, and his brother James became king. So we have two James and two Charles so far. Openly Roman Catholic, James II named many Roman Catholics to high posts in the army and the government. This went against the law passed by Parliament under Charles II. James II also tried to have the Act of Habeas Corpus repealed or abolished. That act had also been passed under Charles II, but stated that a person could not be put in jail unless charged with a specific crime. So if there's this one person who's just getting on your nerves, he's in your way wherever you go, you can't just put him in jail because you feel like it. There's got to be a good reason why. And James II didn't like that. He said, this guy's in my way, he's going to jail. And here comes Parliament. The leaders of Parliament did not like James II. They did not move against him, however, until 1688, when his second wife, who was a Roman Catholic, had a son. Fearing the ultimate establishment of Roman Catholic rule, they offered the throne to Mary, James' Protestant daughter, by his first wife. Okay, so the son, as they see a pattern, except for Charles II, each son wanted to do exactly what their father did. And now they see, oh, his first wife had a daughter, let's put her in, see what happens. The worst thing that could happen is she's out of the throne, they put someone else in. So they do that, and Mary's husband, William, landed in England in 1688 with a large army, and James II fled to France. William and Mary were then named joint rulers. Because the change in monarchs took place without a shot being fired, it was called the Glorious Revolution. So nobody got hurt, everyone was okay, and everyone was happy, but these two people came and they kicked James II out. After becoming the new rulers of England in 1689, William and Mary accepted Parliament's Declaration of Rights. This made Parliament stronger and protected the rights of the English people. The Declaration stated that the crown could not tax people or keep any army in peacetime without Parliament's consent. So once again, if the king wanted to do something, king or queen, they have to go right through Parliament like they always do. So, but now it's a rule. Now it's a law. You have to do it. And the kings agreed to this. This made Parliament stronger and protected the rights of the English people. The Declaration stated that the crown could not tax people or keep, that's what I just read, right? Or keep or keep an army in peacetime without Parliament's consent. Parliament had the right to debate openly, meet often, and be freely elected. People had the right to a fair and speedy trial by a jury to the peers. People could also petition the crown without fear of being punished. So this is a glorious revolution. Now we're going to talk about John Locke, who, if he's mentioned in the book, he's definitely important. Many of the ideas behind the Glorious Revolution were explained in a book called Two Treatises of Government. It was written in 1690 by an English philosopher named John Locke. He believed that people are born with certain natural rights. Among them are the right to life, liberty, and property. Locke believed that the purpose of government is to protect these rights. If it fails to do so, then the people can revolt and set up a new government. Locke thought the best kind of government was a representative one. His writings were widely read, and his ideas became a basis for the American Revolution and later the French Revolution. So once again, all these people are reflecting things that will happen in the future. Now, we're done section 1, and I kind of have time to talk about mercantilism, but it's going to lead into the other section. Alright, so at first, this is the American Revolution. At first, England and its American colonies got along well. Over time, however, things changed. The colonists became angry over English controls. This led to revolution and the forming of a new country. So this is about our country now. And, yeah, how it fought the American Revolution. Mercantilism. In 1660, when Charles II became King of England, most European leaders believed in an economic system called mercantilism. Under it, colonies served as a source of raw materials and as markets for finished products. England's colonies in America were supposed to send goods to England that were scarce or could not be grown there, such as furs, lumber, tobacco, and cotton. The colonists were supposed to buy only goods made in England so that English merchants could make money. These goods could be carried only in ships built in England or in the colonies. The ships also had to be sailed by English crews. This was to make the shipbuilding industry and merchant marines stronger in case of war. Mercantilism worked well until the 1700s. There were not enough skilled people in the American colonies to produce many goods. The colonists who enjoyed a monopoly, or sole right, on the sale of several major crops. In addition, the ships were protected against pirates by the English Navy. Then things changed. With the population in the colonies growing, the colonists wanted to make their own manufactured goods such as iron products and beaver hats. Also, people in northern colonies were able to sell as much as England as people in southern colonies did. Yet they needed money to buy English goods, so they began smuggling goods to and from the West Indies. Soon a triangular or three-way trade grew up, and this is where they trade, sugar and molasses. So basically what's happening here, because I have a minute and 16 seconds to talk, England and the colonies, well, basically English people going to the colonies, they don't want to involve France or Spain, who are also in the Americas. Whatever is from England or from English colonies go back and forth. It does not touch French property. It does not touch Spanish property. It goes back and forth, English. And this is where things are going to change. But I only have 51 seconds to talk, so I'm going to read that later. Oh, this is really long. Alright. So, actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave it there, mercantilism. Alright. I'll see you guys later, and thank you for watching.